Hello. In this video, I'm going to be talking about your friendships and how they might change and why. Before I go on, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to this channel. We are always putting out new content, often in response to questions or comments that you have. So why might you reevaluate your friendships, whether they're at work or home or in your community? Well, one thing that's happened is your focus has changed. You're not as occupied with other things going on in your life. You're really focused on your health. This is really your number one priority while you're juggling all those other things in life, whether it's your job, your family, other activities and responsibilities that you have. So your priorities have shifted and you're looking for different things in a friendship. You don't have a lot of time or energy for things that drain you, and you're looking to be sustained and supported by your friendships. Another reason you might reevaluate some friendships is because your diagnosis may actually make stark some asymmetries in your friendships. What I mean by that is you may have a friend who you love, that she calls you or that he calls you all the time with questions and asking for advice that might be really useful for you in some times of your life. We love to help other people. It's called the righting reflex. We like to help set things right for other people, many of us anyway. And when you're going through cancer and you have different needs, you're going through treatment, you're waiting for test results, you may notice those asymmetries, that this isn't somebody you would reach out to, and your energy is just going to be, if not lower, it'll be refocused, as I was mentioning a moment ago. So those asymmetries sort of come into stark relief when you're going through something that, to be honest, really is a crisis in your life. You may also find that you don't have a lot of energy for multiple friendships. You may be looking for those really deep friendships over a high number of friends. So you might be looking for quality over quantity, which in general is something we do with time in our lives. We tend to want more quality and less quantity, and the same is true for friendships. So when you're going through something that's removed you from your normal life, you may want to be really careful with how you spend that time and energy and how much talking you do about some things versus others. So those are 3 reasons why you might want to actively reevaluate your friend community. Diagnosed with breast cancer? Meet Yerbba, your guide to personalized treatment options. Each option is specifically tailored to the unique characteristics of your tumor. Sign up today at yerbba.com to take control of your breast cancer journey. So let's say you're down to reevaluating your friends and you want to know who is the best person to have in my life. You have your family, but friends often fill a whole different need. I think we expect a lot from our intimate partnerships. We expect them to be a best friend and a co-business manager, an accountant, a romantic partner, a co-parenter. There's so many things, but our partners can't really be our best friends. Those are often different relationships. Now, some of us are partnered with our best friend, and that's one thing, but for those of you who are not, it makes a lot of sense that you're looking for different things in different relationships. And I'm going to describe the different ways that people can be unsupportive during breast cancer and its treatment. I already mentioned those asymmetric relationships. Those may be the ones where you're always giving, and it may not always be something you love. It may just be a pattern that you've fallen into, that people call you up and tell you about their day, but never ask about yours. So asymmetric friendships are ones that I think we want to be really thoughtful about, really our entire lives, but especially during something like a serious illness such as breast cancer. You may also find that there are lots of people who want to fix you. So we like to help, but there may be some people who their way of showing love is actually to give advice. And they may say things like, if I were you, I would do this. And clearly they're not. And even if they have been through something similar or know somebody else who has, everybody's story is different. So you may have people who sort of overfunction and tell you what to do. You know what you should do. Those sorts of friends, it may not be that helpful. You may also have friends who are so uncomfortable with your experience that they invalidate your emotions. They may say things like, well, it's not that bad, or look on the bright side, or at least you only had 4 positive nodes and not more. And they are invalidating your emotions, whether emotions are anger, fear, disgust, sadness, there are a whole host of feelings that you're going to be having. If they can't sit with you in the full menu of feelings, that's going to be really invalidating. And a lot of people describe feeling very lonely because they're constantly told how to feel and that they can't have their feelings. So the at least kind of people, well, at least this, at least you still have your legs, at least you have a family, at least you have your home, doesn't allow you room and space. And there may be people who interrupt, there may be people who ghost you, there may be people who are too intrusive, but all of these people are going to sap energy that may be less abundant when you're going through treatment, whether it's emotional exhaustion or physical exhaustion or both. Mental exhaustion, cognitive overload. You really want to think about these people. And I think naming the ways in which this isn't the relationship you want can be really helpful for you to get some clarity. It is helpful to give people grace, recognizing that we are all human, that we in the same situation might do the exact same thing. That's, I think, a really important way to keep your humanity when you're with people, but that added clarity of knowing in what way is this relationship not quite what you need in this time of your life can be really helpful for you. So what do you do with these relationships if your friend or friends continue to exhibit the behavior, they keep calling you when they're having a problem and not recognizing this isn't a good time? I think the communication tool of describing the behavior with an observation, describing the impact, and making a request can be very, very helpful. What I mean by that is state the behavior without any judgment. So not you're always, you never, you always interrupt me, you always talk about your problems, but rather the observation is when we're having a conversation, such as this one or yesterday's, I noticed that it was hard for you. Well, you don't even want to say that necessarily. You might say, it seemed hard for you to ask how I'm doing. And then to describe the impact. The impact of that is that I feel really lonely, or that I don't have the energy that I usually have to be there for you in this moment because I'm dealing with my own stuff. And then the request would be, can we take a little bit of a break and I'll reach out to you when treatment's all over. So it's very non-judgmental. You're using I statements. I noticed this rather than you always. And try to take, in the observation step, try to take the heat out of it. Just the facts. If I were running a video camera on that conversation or that friendship, what would I see? No interpretation. You feel this way, you don't understand me, but I notice that. You respond with comments that say I shouldn't feel the way that I do. Just the facts. The impact is how it makes you feel around them, what it makes you want to do, and then the request. And if this is a relationship you want to maintain, being really clear that your intention is to stay connected. I want to stay connected with you. I appreciate you. I love you. Otherwise, it's just bad news and people get defensive and they get scared, and that doesn't bring out the best in people. I hope this is helpful. I know we've gotten a lot of comments about being ghosted. I think it's really important to be intentional about our friendships and keep people around us who make us feel loved and feel like we belong and make us feel safe. Drop a comment or question below with questions or your experience. Sharing with the Yerbba community is one wonderful way you can support one another. And as always, thank you for watching.